I'm Ava Divine.
I'm Quayla Fire.
And I'm Brittany J, and we are Three Scoops on a Sunday.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, hey,
I
hey.
wanted to talk about something kind of personal. Okay. So I really feel there's somebody in my family that may be suffering from some type of mental illness or maybe just emotional distress that could potentially move towards that way. And over the weekend, something happened with Megan Thee Stallion. The song has been out, but she actually performed it. And that made me kind of happy. It warmed my heart since she's bringing it awareness to it. Because so many people are keeping it quiet or embarrassed by it. And I'm happy that she used her platform to do that, to make people feel more comfortable in their own skin.
I saw the video too, and it just it made me it made me happy and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Sad to know that it's something she is going through, but happy that she was brave enough to
Yes.
use her platform to bring awareness to it. And I really hope that it's something that many celebrities or people in higher positions continue to do, because what it did was it humanized her. And I feel like we have a tendency to forget that even celebrities are real people who struggle with real things. I mean, look at all the other celebrities who seem like the happiest people. Robin Williams, for instance, he brought so much joy to people, but he was dealing with his own shadows and his own personal things and mental struggles, emotional struggles that nobody knew anything about, and so then of course it was a shock when something happened and you realize very quickly that he's just like the rest of us, but he was struggling with something and masked it with his creative pursuits. All we could see was the creativity, the hilarity, the funniness, and I love that Megan didn't just keep quiet about it. She utilized her voice, literally, to bring awareness to an issue that so many people across the world deal with, anxiety, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful that she took a moment to be vulnerable through her gift. And I know that it touched a lot of people, a lot of people just watching her and hearing that song. So I absolutely applaud her for that.
Yeah, it definitely touched me. I cried because I could see the exact moment, where it was like it kind of hit her. And I've always had an appreciation for her vulnerability, for her authenticity, and to see her show that side of herself while rapping the lyrics. I mean, I just felt like there's definitely a deeper conversation that needs to be had about this particular topic, about truly the importance of mental health and the necessity that it is, because it affects us all differently, but in so many different ways.
Yeah, and just like, you mentioned, Quayla, at the beginning, that you have a family member who's struggling with some sort of mental health issue. I too have like a family member who struggles with that too. Not anxiety, like a different one, but I had something happen with this family member recently where it really brought further awareness on how needed it is to understand on a deeper level the depths of the various different types of mental health situations that are out there. Because I didn't when this particular person had entered into a mental health crisis, I didn't know how to deal with it, you know.
Right.
I didn't know how to handle it because I don't necessarily fully like understand the gravity of that particular type of mental illness and how to respond when this member of my family goes through that particular mental health crisis. So even just for myself, I value people bringing awareness to things like that, because I never want to accidentally contribute to triggering somebody's mental,
Right.
you know, situation or compound onto it. Nor do I want to be ignorant of it, you know? So for me, being able to see people be open about that type of stuff, especially now for me, has become more necessary and appreciated. So I totally get that. And it's a hard thing, especially with people you're close with. I'm happy that there are more people talking about it. There's definitely been more conversation about mental health over the past decade. But we need more. We need more of it, and not just addressing that, okay, there's health problems, but addressing how can we go about helping, you know,
and recognizing.
And recognizing and identifying, you know, I mean, we're never going to be psychologists. Some of us will be, you know, but not all of us in the world are going to sit here. We can be psychologists, but I think that it's learning how to use your intuition to tell when somebody is not in their best energy, but B, it is also taking the opportunity to be knowledgeable, to try to do your in-depth research to understand what is going on with somebody, which is absolutely what I'm gonna be intending to do here soon when it comes to my own family member, because that was really impactful for me, and having them go through their crisis and not realizing how to help them kind of put me through a little bit of a crisis myself, because I like emotionally, I'm just like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I don't know how to handle this. And it is making me upset. It's making me sad. It's making me confused. And I need to figure out what I can do to help, or what I need not to do that might not be helping. Like, so.
I definitely agree, but I want to address another thing, which is those same family members, but them going undiagnosed, because sometimes, I'm just speaking from personal experience, you know, a family member has a mental disorder. You may not know specifically what it is, but they refuse to get help. They have not been officially diagnosed. Therefore, they cannot be treated. Like, trying to navigate those situations, especially as a young adult or a child, is very, very difficult. And so I think bringing an awareness to this is very important, but to some degree also normalizing it so that people can feel safe enough to go receive help without feeling the stigmatism attached to mental health or mental health disorders, rather. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that, Brittany. That's kind of like I would want for us as a people, as a whole, a country, to make that part of our healthcare system, and not just a small piece of, like you get, 5 sessions free of therapy. I feel we need a broader span, because mental health is not really just therapy. There's other aspects of what you need, and Absolutely. It's more individualized. Just like we have preventative health, we need to have something for mental that's in there as well.
Mental health maintenance.
Yes.
Because even when you're doing good after if you've gone through therapy, you still need to check in from time to time. I think it's good. You don't, it is like preventative care, because you're just Absolutely. Making sure, you know what I'm saying, and anything that could come up, you're wanting to address it as soon as possible. Mental health is definitely necessary, because it affects our physical health as well. And I do think we need a reform or change in our healthcare as a country, but just as a collective in terms of acknowledging and honoring that that is a necessary health benefit, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I feel like we could take it even further than the healthcare system personally. I feel like talks and conversations about mental health also need to be talked about in schools, in health classes, lifestyle classes. Like, there should be somebody who is trained to understand and discuss the various different types of mental disorders and the effects, and provide a safe space for children to be able to talk about those things, because there are a lot of children who experience parents or family members going through mental health situations in their home environment, and they don't have any way to understand what is happening, and B, be able to talk about it. And let's be honest, a lot of mental health issues to begin with start at very young ages due to different moments of trauma. And just by experiencing environments in which there is a lot of mental health situations going on that can cause distress on a child, you know. Yeah. Not to mention all the things that happen in school that can be very stressful and traumatizing. So I feel like if you hit it where, you know, you can, where you have a younger generation who have a mind that's more open to understanding things and, you know, learning things, you are then able to develop a generation who can now move forward with a more beneficial and in-depth understanding of how the mind works and what contributes to the particular types of mental disorders, and who might even be able to figure out how to deal with their own mental issues by having those in-depth conversations. That's nice.
I agree.